Deep learning algorithms have a voracious appetite for labeled data, but will Scale's big valuation prompt some indigestion? On November 7, 2020, Kate Clark and Zoe Bernard wrote a story. AI startup Scale offered funding at $3 billion valuation for the information. Scale is yet another unicorn in the AI market. But what is different about Scale is its offer. Scale doesn't build deep learning algorithms, nor does it provide a solution to automating the production of these algorithms. What it does provide, as Clark and Bernard make clear from their story, are the labels required to feed deep learning algorithms with the massive amounts of data they require to crank out useful predictive analytics via machine learning, which is being applied in a pattern matching scenario. And these labels, by the way, have to be affixed to specific pieces of data, kind of like tagging the piece of data, so it says this is a dog face, for example, so that the algorithm knows what that collection of pixels it's not raster graphics, it's a different type of graphics. The digital form of graphics amounts to, in terms of a text string, for example. And the quote here is, Scale sells access to software that places digital labels or boxes on imagery collected by companies developing self-driving car prototypes, drones, and other robots. And that quote is excerpted from the story written by Kate Clark and Zoe Bernard, published on November 7, 2020, on the Information website. This summary is borne out by a glance at the front page of the Scale website. Are you thinking about investing in Scale? If you are considering an investment in Scale, you should think about the risk the burning market needs driving Scale's customers may be comparatively short-lived when compared to similar needs driving other AI unicorns forward. What happens if the architecture of deep learning algorithms changes and much lower amounts of data suffice to train neural networks to perform with the same level of usefulness as today's best deep learning algorithms? And admittedly, by picking the market segment for autonomous vehicles, they're smart, because that segment will be one of the most resistant to reducing the amount of data for training algorithms because of the risk of fatalities. Should one of these self-driving vehicles misinterpret a set of data and not recognize it as a moving object, a human being, or dog, or something like that. So they're smart to pick that segment. However, this possibility of deep learning algorithms performing with the same level of accuracy, albeit on a much smaller set of data, isn't so far-fetched. Geoff Hinton, one of the founders of today's neural network architecture, has been calling for such a pivot since 2017. Just recently in 2020, Ilya Sukolotsky, a PhD candidate at the University of Waterloo in Canada, published academic research on a very similar topic. No less prestigious a publication than the Technology Review from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology devoted a cover story last week, at the time that this video script was written, on Sukolotsky's work. And that was back on October 16, 2020. It is not likely the big organizations constituting Scale's customers are going to keep buying massive amounts of labeled data if Sukolotsky is onto something. Investors should also be thinking about the ramifications of a set of solutions like those offered by Scale, magnetizing enormous amounts of investor interest from venture capital firms with very deep pockets. Either these firms haven't done their homework, in other words, they are unaware of Sukolotsky's work, or they are oblivious to the threat of short shelf life to the Scale business model. From a 30,000-foot perspective, the big interest in Scale may be an indication real innovation is in very short supply these days. To its credit, Scale sports a number of customer success stories on its website, spanning many industries. The application of Scale's technology beyond imagery to text and document management is also impressive. But the risk to demand, should Sokolowski and others, for example Gary Marcus, who's on the faculty at New York University, and has a push-pull relationship with Hinton. They're both onto the same type of thinking, but there's attraction and repulsion, mainly initiated, it seems, from the Marcus side, as far as how the two of them collaborate, if they collaborate at all. But the risk to demand, should Sokolowski and others, also searching for methods of reducing the data demand of deep learning algorithms, succeed, should not be dismissed. My name is Ira Michael Blonder. I'm the CEO and founder of IMB Enterprises, Inc. We are an advisory firm. We work with the C-suite of early-stage enterprise software businesses. If your product plays a role in the expansion of AI across big organizations in the public and private sectors, or you're targeting that segment, and you need to watch your back, we can help. Please check out our website, https://www.imbenterprises.com, and my personal Twitter page at Mike the Bebop. And if you've got a notion to talk about, short telephone calls are always free. So please don't hesitate to give me a call at 631-673-2929 in the United States. Speak with you tomorrow.